Well, I want to punch whoever wrote the synopsis for this episode. For those unaware, 2 weeks before A Royal Problem aired in Canada, a synopsis was released stating that the royal sisters don't appreciate each other. Celestia and Luna don't appreciate each other. Bullshit! Yes, the way Celestia cried when she had to banish Luna. Totally no appreciation there. Or their tearful reunion at the end of the very first episode, or technically second episode. You know what I mean. Or Celestia's dialogue in the season 4 premiere. Yep, totally no appreciation there. This sent my anxiety through the roof for the next 2 weeks. Depression's a funny thing, isn't it? And by funny, I mean terrible. I was affected more than any sane person should be by something like that. The day it aired was particularly rough, as I was almost too afraid to watch it, especially with conflicting reports about what actually happened in the episode. Some people did try to assure me that the synopsis was false, as I was hoping it. I had clung to the small hope that maybe, just maybe, the synopsis meant to say that Celestia and Luna didn't appreciate how difficult the other's job can be, rather than not appreciating each other, which would have been a much easier pill to swallow. But eventually, I was able to work up the courage to watch it with my mom. We always watch episodes together, though. I'm certainly glad I did, because that episode was good. I mean, not the best thing ever, like some people are saying, but it was definitely good. The synopsis was indeed off, and I was so relieved. I've never actually gotten high before, I've never done drugs, and I never will. But I imagine that's probably what it feels like. Be so relieved, so happy that it didn't suck. It didn't destroy Celestia's character, which is what I was afraid of. Not so worried about Luna. She gets enough love from the show as it is. Not worried about her. Whoever wrote that synopsis gave me intense anxiety for 2 weeks for nothing. It was hard to convey the relief I felt. I was really worried that the episode was gonna be like Friends Forever 38. And no, I'm not gonna do an episode about that. I don't want to revisit that thing ever. I just want to forget that thing ever existed. I did see people comparing the two. I wish they hadn't, because they are nothing alike. In the episode, Celestia and Luna did not fight at all. It was just a little spat that Twilight and Starlight blew out of proportion, which I honestly find funny. I know that some people will probably hate Starlight because of that, so they'll find any reason to hate her, but I love it, partially because it was what I was hoping would be the case. I love that they were the ones blowing things out of proportion. You know what, maybe they were the ones who wrote that inaccurate episode description. That would explain a lot. I get the vibe that Celestia and Luna eventually would have decided to switch jobs on their own. I'm sure they could do that spell too. Heck, they even sorta did that in one of the other comics. Starlight just sped up the process. Starlight was not elevated over them. In fact, Celestia saves Starlight from her own nightmare. Yeah, Starlight just sped up the process. I saw some people describing this as a fight, which baffles me. That wasn't a fight. That was an argument that got a little heated. That wasn't a fight. They raised their voices, sure, but they didn't flat out yell at each other, and even then, I'm not sure if yelling automatically makes it a fight. Celestia does seem to call it a fight at some point, but she doesn't have the benefit of rewatching the episodes like we do. Also, guilt might have been making her remember it as being worse than it actually was. Lord knows that's happened to me plenty of times. Social anxiety will do that to you. We got good character development for Celestia without any derailment or any character regression, which is what I was so terrified they would do. Friends Forever 38, you could learn a thing or two from this episode. Props to Nicole Oliver's performance especially. Heck, I even said the same thing on her Twitter feed and got a like from her for it, which is really an honor. For making sure that Celestia never sounded like she didn't still care for Luna, even when she was frustrated with her. And props also, of course, to the writers. Joanna and Christine really took some skilled writing for them to avoid the same pitfalls that Friends Forever 38 fell into. It's a stroke of genius on their part to have the ending conflict actually come from Starlight, or rather, her nightmare. It can be a very fine line between reasonable sibling bickering and flat-out fighting or flat-out bad relationship. In that regard alone, this episode is leagues ahead of any Disney Channel sitcom ever. And Friends Forever 38, because I can't resist taking another jab at that piece of shit. It really is ridiculous to be so worked up about fictional character being portrayed correctly. Well, I've always known I'm a baka, but I survived this ordeal, and this has all made me realize something. I may be a baka, but I'm also a survivor. Baka survivor! Oh, meet your kore baka survivor! Baka survivor! Kachino kore baka survivor! Dore no seto dippit. I always have trouble with this part. Tonight, I fit Mario Sa! Chinta no se Ajmate Kachukante B-A-K-A-S-U-R-V-I-V-O-R Baka survivor Nagira Gare Baka survivor Baka survivor Malia Gare Baka survivor Ore Izumude Baka survivor Awasaka Kamitskapan. Let's see what's. I don't know. Mario. Wow! What go day? It's what day? It's midday. Everything. B-A-K-A-S-U-R-V-I-V-O-R Baka survivor. Nakia Wame make Baka survivor. Baka survivor. Senseno make a Baka survivor. Ome Izumude Baka survivor. I couldn't find a karaoke version of this, so I had to do with me singing over it. I need this. Just give me this, okay? Hey, yeah. Well, uzuzu tibit. Okay, Baka survivor. Ikino kore Baka survivor. Baka survivor. Kachino kore Baka survivor. Onori Izumude Baka survivor. Baka survivor. Baka survivor. You know, kore Baka survivor. Baka survivor. You know, kore Baka survivor. Baka survivor. Ikino kore Baka survivor. Baka survivor. Ikino kore Baka survivor. Baka survivor. Baka survivor.